The only legitimate form of government is the one that is voluntary. Voluntarism is a framework for organizing a society without a state or government. It is based on the moral principle of non-aggression. It represents the ultimate evolution of human society and individual morality. In many ways, it represents a kind of utopia. Human beings naturally want to be free from coercion and violence. Individuals naturally want to be autonomous and sovereign, free from external constraints. This is individual liberty. In many ways, the story of humanity is the quest for greater freedom. What prevents human beings from being free? Primarily, it is nature and scarcity that prevent us from being free. Over the last few centuries, modern technology has moved us away from the bitter scarcity that defined human civilization from the dawn of history. Yet that scarcity is still very much in place. The other factor that prevents us from being free as individuals is other humans and their tendency to project violence and coercion. It comes back to the human thirst for control. Statism is the fundamental social philosophy that governs modern civilization. It is in effect the idea that the largest and most powerful group of people makes the rules. Might makes right. A state is a group of people with the monopoly on violence within a certain geographic territory. The term state is often used interchangeably with the term government. In short, the state owns the use of violence. Voluntarism is the opposite of statism. It is an ethical philosophy that rejects non-consensual interaction, and by extension, it rejects the state. Voluntarism and anarchism are overlapping philosophies. The term anarchism comes from the Greek word anarchos, which means without rulers. It is an ancient philosophy based on the criticism of authority. The modern political conception of anarchism began to emerge in the late 1700s with William Godwin's book, An Inquiry Concerning Political Justice, 1793. Other thinkers like Adam Smith, Pierre-Joseph Proudhon, Benjamin Tucker, Ludwig Mises, Murray Rothbard, and many others have contributed to the modern conception of anarchism. While there is disagreement between anarchist thinkers, one must accept that, in nature, there is no such thing as true equality. Statism gives us the inequality between members of the state and the citizens. Anarchism is actually more fair than statism. This comes down to the distinction between chaos and anarchy. There is a misconception that the word anarchy means chaos. Anarchy simply means without leaders, and it certainly doesn't mean without laws. A primary feature of modern anarchist thought is the non-aggression principle. The NAP states that violence against someone else and their justly acquired property is to be rejected except in the case of self-defense. The non-aggression principle represents the fundamental underlying moral code of the universe, and this rejects the state. What we call voluntaryism is more than a political ideology. It is the ethical, social, and political philosophy of non-aggression. It offers humanity the only route possible towards a truly peaceful and free world, and it completely rejects the state as an institution. We are New West, an organization dedicated to building a voluntary society. Help us spread these ideas to make a better world for everyone.